Welcome to Revitalize Physical Therapy. I'm Dr. Mary. I'm going to lead you through a yoga flow if you have a little bit of back pain that's kind of bugging you, but you just want to wind down at the end of your day or to start the day right. So whenever you're ready, I'm going to have you find yourself laying down on your back with your eyes closed, one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Just pay attention. Noticing your breath going in and out through your lungs without changing anything about it. You might feel a little warmth coming out through your nose. On your next inhale, inhaling, letting your belly rise. Exhale, letting your belly fall. Inhale. Exhale, letting your belly fall. Continue on with a round of 3 breaths. Noticing how each time you breathe in, you feel your belly rise toward the front and expanding into your back, but also expanding into your ribs, creating a nice big cylinder throughout your abdomen. On your next inhale, bring your knees towards your chest, drawing little circles, massaging out that low back. Keeping that breath nice and slow and controlled. Reverse that circle if you haven't already. Take a deep breath in, find stillness. Draw your knees in even closer. Exhale, bring your knees over to that left side. Arms can go into a field goal position or into a T, depending on how much space. Gaze can go to the opposite side of the mat. Just using that breath to stretch out that right side body and into that right hip. Inhale, bring yourself back into center. Exhale, bring your knees over to that right side. Gaze goes over to the opposite. Again, that breath directing into that left side body and into that left hip. Bring yourself back into that center position, dropping that left foot down to the ground, crossing that right foot over that left knee. If you feel a nice stretch in that right hip, feel free to stay in this spot. If you want a little bit more, you can grab right behind that left knee, feeling a gentle stretch into that right hip. Remembering that we're keeping that breath. You don't feel like we're holding or really restricting that breath at all. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can add a hamstring stretch with this. So not only are we stretching out that right hip, but that left hamstring. You can bend and straighten that foot, doing a little glide for that sciatic nerve on that left side. Just notice where you're feeling the stretch. Is it more in the hamstring? Is it more in that hip? I just caught myself bringing my shoulders up. If you notice that, bring your shoulders down. Stay for one last inhale. Exhale, bring yourself in back into that neutral. Feet flat on the floor. Inhale, bringing that left foot across that right knee. stay here if you feel a stretch already. If you need a little bit more, grabbing the back of that right knee. Paying attention for a moment, you might feel a difference on this side compared to the other, and that's okay. For me, this is a little bit of a tighter side. If you want that hamstring stretch, you can straighten out that right knee, bending and straightening, pedaling out that right foot. Maintaining that breath. Stay for one last inhale. Exhale, return back into that neutral foot flat position. Inhale, grab around your knees once again. Now we're gonna do a slow rock forward and rock back. We're gonna rock forward and back a few times, each time gaining a little bit more momentum until we're in a seated position. Then find yourself into a nice tabletop with a nice flat back. Once you find that position, inhale, drop your belly, gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, chin towards your chest, rounding that back. Inhale, drop that belly, gaze up towards the ceiling, cow. Exhale, chin towards your chest, cat. Do that 3 more times on your own. You can add a little wag your tail. You do little circles as you're going through the motion. Whatever feels good to you. On your next inhale, lift your, curl your toes underneath your feet. Hover your knees off the floor. Stay here for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for a moment, keeping those lower abdominals engaged. Inhale one last time. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet. For me, I'm a little tight today, so I need to bend those knees a little bit more so I have a nice neutral spine, not a lot of curve here. Protect that back, protect that spine. Find a moment of stillness. Inhale. Exhale, gaze towards our hands at the front of the mat. Walk our feet on our exhale towards our hands. Ragdoll pose. Cross our hands, cross our elbows. Sway side to side, shaking your head yes and shaking your head no. Doing whatever feels good. Exhale, dropping your hands down towards the floor if they aren't there already. Inhale slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring yourself up into a neutral standing position. Inhale, raising your hands up towards the ceiling, gaze up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Taking a moment, closing your eyes. Paying attention, how are our toes? Are we more towards the front where we're curling our toes and really activating our calves and our pelvic floor? Are we on our heels where we feel off balance? Activating those glutes. Are we on all 4 points of our foot where we feel a nice balance and stability? Inhale, gaze up towards the ceiling, hands up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back. Gaze not up, but just past your nose. Exhale, forward fold. Stay here for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, find yourself all the way back down to our stomach, nice and slow. We can either be in a plank or a modified plank. Go nice and slow down, keeping those elbows down. Let's take a moment to rest here with our hands underneath our shoulders. On your next inhale, baby cobra, Lifting your chin and shoulders up from the mat. Engaging your glutes, engaging your core to protect that low back. Exhale, opposite cheek, resting on the mat. Inhale, rise, maybe lifting up a little bit higher. Exhale, chin towards our mat. One last time, we can stay in Cobra. If we need a little bit more challenge, we can go into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for a moment, find stillness on our inhale. Exhale, walking your feet towards our hands at the front of the mat, finding ragdoll. And whenever you're ready, we're nice and slow, find yourself in a nice deep squat. And then whenever you're ready, find yourself into a seated position. Eyes closed, hands on our knees or at heart center. Let's finish this practice with 3 nice deep cleansing breaths. Inhale, filling up that belly. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, taking the biggest breath that we've taken so far. Exhale, sighing it out. Inhale one last time. Inhale all that positivity that you want to take for the rest of the day or this evening. Exhale, sigh out all that positivity as well. Bat your eyes open. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me this evening or this morning. If you have any questions or any comments or concerns, feel free to post it or write a message underneath this video. I look forward to hearing from you soon, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.